What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day. We are day number three into the new year, and it's kicking off quite nicely. Um, Getting into this episode, man, this was another good one for me. I like this episode. I liked it. We're learning more things about Stefan, and it was somewhat of a heartbreaking episode as well. If you've seen the episode, then you know which part I'm talking about. um, So anyway, when Chloe was talking with Stefan at Doug's place, I want to call that place so bad. I want to call it Club TBD. I don't know. I'm still getting used to it being Doug's place. Like I really want to call it Club TBD. But when she was talking to Stefan, you could see in her eyes like she was enamored with Stefan. Like you could tell when she was staring at Stefan. I got the vibe. I was like, "Yep, they're gonna end up hooking up soon." Chloe and Stefan, definitely. Because remember when Deimos first came to town, she hooked up with Deimos. We all know Chloe don't waste time. And the way Stefan was flirting with her, I was like, yep, they're definitely gonna hit the sheet soon. Definitely. Stay tuned for that because it's gonna happen. Probably by the end of the week or by next week or some point, it's gonna happen. Before January is over, I'm pretty sure they're gonna hook up before January is over. Mark my words. Um, But looking at the two of them, I see so much chemistry. Let me tell you something. The girl who plays Chloe, I keep forgetting her name. I know her name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Um, she has so much chemistry with a lot of people that's on this show. She has chemistry with, but her and Stefan ooze sex appeal. Like they're like the it couple. If you put them next to each other, they look like they mesh well. You know what I'm saying? And the way that they both look, they look like they could be a dope ass power couple on this show. They can definitely give Chad and Abby a run for their money. They can give Andre and Kate a run for their money if the two of them were to hook up and become evil together. You know how much trouble they could start in this city, in the town of Salem. Shit. Mm-mm-mm. But they do look good together though. And you could tell like he was intrigued by her too. I could tell just by the way they was looking at each other. Like they were saying certain things, but their eyes was saying something else, if you know what I mean. Like the way that they were just looking at each other. She had that glossy look in her eyes, like she was just in a daydream, and he was being all mysterious and mysterious with her, and it was just like he was being mysterious, charming, all in one, flirting with her all in one. But he was subtle with it. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't just putting it out there that he wanted to get it in. He was subtle. When she told her about her son and her co-owning the business or whatever, and he was complimenting her, saying that it was sexy or whatever. I was like, yep, they're gonna get it on, and I hope so. I could definitely see Chloe and Stefan being in a relationship. I could definitely see it because their personalities. I could see it, but the common factor that's gonna always be a problem if they ever did get together would be Vivian, because Chloe can't stand Vivian. She hate her, so that would be a factor into that relationship. Um, and I feel like she was being subtle as well because I feel like she was trying to warn Stefan, but she was doing it in a subtle way about Vivian, basically letting him know, even though that's your mama, watch your back because Vivian is a snake and Vivian doesn't do anything that doesn't benefit Vivian. We all know this. Like her coming back to Salem with her son, saying he's Stefano's son, that was to benefit her. She saw dollar signs. That's basically what it is. With Vivian, she's trying to disguise it, making it seem like, she brought her son back to take over and get what's rightfully his, but she's gonna try to take a piece of it as well for herself. We all know this. Vivian ain't slick. She's slick, but she ain't that slick. You could see her coming a mile away, especially with her schemes. Um, so that's when Andre and Kate was talking and Vivian come up in there. I feel like everything Vivian said was so true about Kate. She treats Chad like he's her son, but yet look how she treats her other sons, her biological children. I said that is true. That is so true. She treat them kids. She treat Lucas, Philip, Austin like they're just stray dogs. That's how she treats them. You know, she wants to be motherly when they're down and out or whatever, or whenever it suits her needs. But I just feel like what Vivian said about her was true. When it comes to her sons, that is true. That's how Kate does treat her sons. Um, but that slap though, when Kate slapped the hell out of Vivian, I said, "Damn!" You could hear that slap in China. Like she slapped the dog piss out of her. I said, "Well, damn, Kate." Kate was ready for that. I could tell Kate been wanting to slap Vivian for so long. She could not wait to put hands on her. Like Kate just straight up put them paws on her. I said, "Damn." She said, I was like, "Shit." You could hear that in Zimbabwe. That slap was hard. And you could tell it hurt. Because Vivian was like this the whole time. She done slapped the skin off of her. I said, "Damn." But so anyway, Chad and Abigail did some research on Stefan or whatever, and his original name was Sam Maitland, Maitland or Maitland or whatever. That was his adoptive parents' name. But when he found out he was Stefano Demira's son, he changed his name to Stefan Octavius Demira, um, aka Stefan O. So they found out he's a corporate raider. So they think that's his disguise. He comes in as a corporate raider pretending to be a Demira so he can get inside to destroy the company. I felt like that was a stupid thing because number one, Demir Enterprises is damn near on the verge of collapse already. So what more damage could he possibly do? The company's already damaged. That's the reason the board voted in a new CEO. And honestly, I can't blame the board for voting in a new CEO because Kate did a piss poor job. And Kate is a very skilled businesswoman, but I just felt like her and Chad were making business decisions that did not value the company in the long run. They were making short term money, not long term money. So in that spectrum, you're not going to make a whole lot of profit. When you're not making big money deals, you're making small money deals. And that's what the board was concerned about. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of their business decisions just did not fly with the board. I can't say I blame the board of directors. As a board, you have to, make the right decisions, vote in the right CEO for the company's sake. And that's what they did with Stefan. They voted him in because of his business acumen. He's a corporate raider. He actually doesn't just buy companies on the cheap or come in and swoop in and shut them down. He comes in and try to turn them around, make them more profitable, bring them back from the brink of demise. In some companies, you have some companies that are so damaged that you can't bring them back. You know what I'm saying? And he admitted to that. He was like, if there's a company I can't turn around and I can never fix, then that's the company I shut down. You shut that down. And that's what any smart business person would do. You know what I'm saying? Why would you keep trying to work on a company, keep trying to pump money into a company that's never going to turn a profit? Why would you do that? You're just going to make yourself go broke, you know? Demira is not at that point, and he's trying to make sure it doesn't get to that point. That's why he stepped in to claim his birthright, and I think he should. And he actually told Chad that he wants to work with Chad. He wants to work with Abigail to fix the company Stefano left them. That's what he wants. And I found it funny how Chad and Abigail tried to call Stefan an amateur in business before they found out he was a corporate raider. And I had to laugh at that because Chad was an amateur in big business. When he took over for Stefano after Stefano left, he was an amateur. The only business Chad has ever ran was Club TBD. That's the only business he ran. That's a small nightclub. You know what I'm saying? That's a far cry from Demira Enterprises, an international conglomerate. So he was an amateur in that. You know what I mean? Like Stefan obviously has way more business experience, big business experience than Chad does. And that's the reason why the board voted him in as CEO. Smart choice. Um, so they still want proof that he is Stefano's son. So Abigail took a piece of his hair out of his head and put it in a little baggie or whatever, and they told him they told Andre what doctor to go to at Salem University Hospital to get the DNA ran and to make sure that it's under maximum security so Vivian and nobody else could tamper with it. So of course Vivian and Kate go because Vivian's gonna keep her eye on Andre, and Kate is pretty much there to keep her eye on both their asses because she probably don't trust either one of them. So she definitely want to keep her eye on both. So Kate was just a little antsy or whatever because their entire future is pretty much based off this DNA test. Because if it comes back that he is Stefano's child, he will remain as CEO of the company, and that's something that they just don't want. Um, Stefan actually dropped another bombshell on Chad and Abigail that Chad is no longer the owner of the Demira Mansion. He's the new owner. I said, well, Chad, you better get on your hands and knees and beg that man and beg and plead for you to stay in that house. I'm just saying. I don't think he gonna kick them out though. I mean, I wouldn't blame him if he would. Chad is so stupid. If he was smart, you haven't you ever heard the saying? I'm sure everybody has. Keep your friends close, your enemies closer. You should have kept your enemy close. Like, why be so hot? I can understand him being concerned and initially not believing that this man is a Demira. But the way that you're so hostile towards him, that's not a smart move. Being rude to him, that's not a smart move. You should have just been a little nicer to him or whatever, just to kind of get it in. You know what I'm saying? Work yourself from the inside so that way you can get the drop on him. But by you being so hostile towards him now, he's going to keep you at arm's length. Just play your cards smart, Chad. Be smart about it, bro. Um, Brady. I have said this so many times, but Brady is just dumb. This little plan of his, like I said a million times, it will blow up in his damn face, and it's already unraveling. So he think by having countless numbers of sex with Eve, like that's just gonna let all her defenses down. And I think it was working for the moment. I mean, Eve kind of kept her guard up because she kind of figured he was up to something at first, but he kept trying to convince her and charm her that he wasn't, that he was serious about her or whatever. Like as far as the sex was concerned. So Nicole, I mean not Nicole, ooh, Chloe. She comes to the Kiriakis mansion looking for Brady to tell him about Vivian. And she go up in the room thinking that it's his room and find him up in there having sex with Eve. And Eve ain't even care that Chloe was standing there. She was getting hers. She didn't even care Chloe was standing there. She was just like, bitch, get out, we're busy. Like she didn't even care. She just brushed her off. She was like, we're busy here. Um, so Brady come outside. It's probably like 0 below outside, and this fool ain't got no shirt on. I'm like, fool, you crazy. I would have put a big coat on. So he come out there, especially seeing as how Salem is in Illinois. I know it's freezing. Um, so they talking or whatever, and Eve come creeping up to the door, listening in on their conversation. And Brady, she hears the good parts about it at first, how he says she's beautiful, sexy, intelligent. But then, she basically get the feeling that he is up to something because even Chloe was like, "You're up to something" or whatever. And now Eve is on the defensive now. She knows that he up to something, and she gonna try to play her game now and figure out what he up to. So I was like, let the games begin. I guess they're both about to play a little game of cat and mouse with each other. And I'm here for it. I want to see what's about to go down with the two of them. I just feel like Brady is just going to come out the loser in this because I just feel like he's not skilled enough for this type of work. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to be a sleuth and all that. You're not skilled enough. You might want to go talk to, you know, Steve or whoever, Paul, about, being a sleuth or whatever. But he not slick enough. I feel like Eve might get the better of him on this one. So anyway, I felt bad for Sonny today. I really did. But that scene between him, Ari, and Will, that was a nice scene though. Those were some big ass muffins. That's all I can say. Them muffins look good though. I would have been up in there. I would have been like, damn, this conversation. Let me get down on these muffins real quick. Because the muffins were looking tasty. I was like, yep, let me eat these muffins real quick. And then we can have our conversation. Just let me get full real quick. But I felt bad for Sonny. Will in the beginning. See, I'm getting everybody all mixed up. Paul, Sonny. See, this whole triangle is messy as shit. But anyway, so Will tells Sonny about New Year's Eve, how he kissed Paul. Sonny at first was in denial about it. He thought Paul was the one coming on to Will, trying to break up their marriage. But, you know, Will had to let him know real quick. It's not that way. He was like, I'm the one who kissed, such and such. I felt bad for Sonny, but in the beginning, when Will was telling him, he kind of looked smug about it a little bit, and then he got more serious about it, and he looked, hurt that he hurt Sonny, and he was just like he doesn't want to hurt Sonny anymore because Sonny wants him to remember their past, their life together, but Will was like, I just can't remember. And he was like, as bad as I want to remember, I can't right now. And he felt like that's not fair to Sonny, it's not fair to him, it's not fair to their relationship. So he just let him know, like, I'm not gonna hurt you anymore. I'm not gonna stay in this house, I'm not gonna stay in this marriage and continue to hurt you when I don't feel the same way that I may have used to felt about you. You know what I'm saying? So he was being very open and very honest with Sonny. As bad as it hurt Sonny, I like the fact that Will was being honest with him. You know, I know some people think it's a little messed up, but I'm like, I'd rather somebody be open and honest with me than keep stringing me along while you're having feelings for somebody else kissing on somebody else behind my back and not telling me about it. I'd rather you tell me about it. I'd rather be a little hurt now than hurt in the long run. You know what I'm saying? But Will just, was telling him, like, let me go and go stand on my own 2 feet, figure out my life right now. And when the time comes, we can just get back together or whatever the case may be. Um, so he told him, like, I'm moving out. I'm filing for divorce. I said, damn. And yo, Freddie Smith and Chandler Massey knocked this scene out the park. Like, I felt it. I felt this scene. And I felt bad for Sonny. Like, I was like, damn. After all of this, he lost Will. He lost Will a couple of years ago. Now Will's back, and now he feel like he's losing him all over again. This time he's just, they're losing each other in a different way other than death. Now you're going through a divorce. Like, that's even worse. Like, I feel bad. I said, wow, like the look on Sonny's face was just like he wanted to have a breakdown. I said, damn. I respect the fact that Will was open and honest with him and we didn't have this scandal going on where he was lying to him about it. Like, he was just being honest with him. And it's, and like they say, the truth hurts. And it does. And it showed, that the truth does hurt. And I just felt painfully bad for Sonny, but I feel bad for Will too because he can't remember anything. Like, he doesn't remember the life that he had. I think that if he remembered, he would probably have a different, he would have a change of heart. But he just don't remember, so can't fault him for that. But I feel bad. But anyway, hit that like button, hit that comment button. Let me know what you thought about today's episode, and I will see y'all all later. Peace.